Eastern Europe is facing record-breaking heat waves this week. Temperatures are rising above 100 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas. The warning is clear. Seniors are at high risk. Dehydration, heat exhaustion, and even heat stroke are happening more often. When we hear news like this, it may feel far away. But extreme heat isn't just a European problem. In the U.S., last summer was one of the hottest on record, and more heat waves are expected this year, especially in the southern and midwestern states. If you are over 60, your body does not handle heat like it used to. And there's a hidden reason why: shrinking muscles. You may not connect heat with muscles right away, but your muscles play a bigger role than you think. They don't just help you move. They help your body stay cool. They store water. They regulate heat. They support your energy, balance, and recovery. When muscles shrink, all of that weakens. So today, let's gently connect the dots. Let's talk about what heat does to the aging body, why muscle loss makes it worse, and what you can do to stay protected, hydrated, and strong. Not with fear, but with clarity. Not with pressure, but with steady choices. You're still strong enough to protect yourself if you know what to change today. Most people think of muscle as something you need for strength or movement. And while that's true, muscles do far more than that. They are your body's storage tanks for water, minerals, and even heat. That's why when your muscles shrink, your ability to stay cool shrinks too. When you sweat, your body releases fluid to lower temperature. But where is that fluid stored? A lot of it sits inside your muscles. Think of muscle as a sponge. It holds on to fluid, then releases it when needed. If the sponge is small, there's less water inside, and that means your cooling system struggles during heat. Muscle also helps push blood through your body. When you walk or move your legs, your muscles contract. That contraction helps push blood up to your heart. But when muscle shrinks, that pump weakens. Blood may not circulate as well, and body temperature rises. For seniors, this can be dangerous. Poor circulation, low muscle mass, and heat. It's a risky mix, especially if you're already dealing with diabetes, blood pressure, or heart conditions. One study showed that older adults with low muscle mass are more likely to get heat exhaustion. Why? Because their bodies struggle to sweat, circulate, and cool down. So if you've been thinking, "I'll just stay indoors," that's helpful, but not enough. You also need to maintain your internal cooling system. And that starts with preserving your muscle, not building bodybuilder muscles, just holding on to what you still have. That alone could be what keeps you safe this summer. The body is smart, but it needs reminders, especially as we age. One of the biggest challenges with aging is that the body stops doing things it used to do automatically. It needs more nudges, more signals, more daily support. When we stop moving, the body assumes we don't need the muscle anymore, so it starts to let it go. Bit by bit, the muscle fades. And once it's gone, the work gets harder. The balance feels off. The stairs feel taller. The heat feels heavier. But there's good news. Muscle can respond again. It's never too late to remind it. Gentle daily movements, like standing up from a chair, walking to the mailbox, lifting a small weight, all send a message that says, "We still need you." The muscle hears that, and it stays. During hot days, this becomes especially important, because when you move, even just a little, your blood starts flowing. Your cooling system turns on. Your balance improves. Your chances of overheating drop. So instead of thinking of muscle as For exercise, start thinking of it as your summer armor. It's protection. It's resilience. It's part of how your body fights back. You don't need to run or lift heavy. You just need to remind your body gently, I still move. I still need this. One thing that surprises many people is how connected muscles are to hydration. We often think of hydration as something we get from water alone, but muscles are like water tanks inside the body. They hold on to fluid and release it when needed. When you lose muscle, you lose water storage. That makes dehydration happen faster, especially in heat. A senior with low muscle mass can become dehydrated even if they're drinking. That's because the body doesn't hold the water well. The reservoirs inside your muscles are smaller, and that can lead to more fatigue, dizziness, and trouble regulating temperature. So when we talk about staying hydrated, we're also talking about staying muscular, in your own way. It doesn't take much. Just a few simple habits that add up over time. One habit is sipping water slowly throughout the day. Not big gulps all at once. Your body absorbs better in small amounts. Another habit is adding water-rich foods like cucumber, watermelon, or soup. These help hydrate without even feeling like you're drinking. And most important, move. Movement helps your body circulate fluid. It signals to your muscles that you're using them. That signal helps them stay active, stay strong, and keep holding water. On hot days, this makes a real difference. Instead of feeling drained, you feel steadier. Instead of dizzy, you feel grounded. Instead of weak, you feel capable. That's not a miracle. That's your body, when it's supported the way it needs. Let us pause for a moment and talk about energy. Not the kind you get from coffee or sugar, but the kind that lets you move through the day with steadiness. The kind that helps you get out of bed, stand from a chair, and walk to the kitchen without thinking twice. That kind of energy is stored in your muscles. And when your muscles shrink, so does your energy reserve. You may notice it already. Things you used to do without effort now take more time. You get tired faster. You take more breaks. It is not just age. It is also about muscle. Muscles store glucose, the body's main fuel. When you move, that fuel gets used. When you rest, it gets stored again. But if muscle mass is low, there's less space to store energy. So you run low faster. And when the heat rises, this becomes more important, because your body works harder to cool down, and that requires fuel. If your energy tank is small, you overheat quicker. That is why seniors often feel drained during hot days. The body is trying to regulate temperature without enough fuel or muscle. So what can you do? First, understand that muscle is not just for strength. It is your energy bank. The more you maintain, the more steady you feel. Second, include small movements into your morning. Leg swings, standing marches, heel raises near the kitchen counter. Each one wakes up your muscles and sends a signal. Store fuel, stay alert. It is not about doing a lot. It is about doing a little, every day. Let us shift now to something most people do not realize. Muscle loss also affects your balance, and in heat, that becomes a hidden danger. Think about the last time you stood up too quickly. Did you feel a little dizzy? Did your legs wobble a bit? That wobble isn't just about blood pressure. It can be a sign your stabilizing muscles are weaker. We have small muscles around the hips, knees, and ankles that act like anchors. When they're strong, they keep you upright. When they shrink, your center shifts, and your risk of falling rises. Now add in heat. Heat affects your inner ear, your vision, and your reflexes. It drains your focus. So now, weak muscles and heat together become a serious problem. That is why many falls happen during summer. Not because someone tripped, but because their balance system was already fragile. Here is the hopeful part. Balance can be trained. It responds to simple movements done consistently. You don't need a balance board or fancy tools. Just standing on one leg near a wall, holding a countertop while gently shifting your weight side to side, rising up on your toes, slowly lowering back down. These little moments rebuild the signals your brain needs. They say, I can steady myself, and with each repetition, your muscles remember. Especially in summer, balance practice is not optional. It's protection, it's prevention, and it only takes a few minutes a day. We've talked about muscles and movement. Now let's talk about rest. Not just lying down, but real, deep recovery. As we age, recovery takes longer. A hot day can leave you feeling wiped out, even if you stayed inside. And that's not weakness. It's your body saying, I need help recharging. Muscles help you recover faster. When they're active, blood moves better. Nutrients reach your organs. Your body cools itself more efficiently. But when muscle is lost, recovery slows. You feel more drained. It takes longer to bounce back. And here's the trap. When you feel tired, you stop moving. But the less you move, the harder it gets to recover. That's why recovery isn't just about rest. It's about rhythm. Gentle activity in the morning. A nap or quiet time in the early afternoon. Stretching or walking again before dinner. This rhythm supports your muscles and your nervous system. It helps you avoid the crash. It keeps your body in flow. And here's something simple to try. A short leg massage. Use your hands to gently rub your thighs and calves. Not hard, just enough to wake the tissue. This boosts blood flow, signals muscle use, and supports cooling. A warm washcloth across your neck can also help. It calms the body and reminds your nervous system, we're safe now. These are not big things, but they help your body do something important, recover well, and recover fully. Let us bring everything together now. We have talked about how heat affects the aging body, how muscle loss makes heat more dangerous, and how movement, hydration, and rhythm can help you stay protected. So what does that actually look like in a normal day? It starts with the morning. When you wake up, don't rush to the coffee. Start with water. 1 glass, slowly, room temperature. Then move, just a little. March in place for 30 seconds. Stand and lift your heels 10 times. Swing each leg gently while holding the wall. These are not exercises. They are signals. You are telling your body, we're alive, we're moving, stay ready. In the afternoon, check in with your energy. If you feel tired, sit near a window. Breathe deeply. Stretch your arms up. Do 5 slow sit-to-stands. Drink water again, even if you're not thirsty. Your muscles need it more than your mouth does. In the evening, close the day with calm. A warm cloth over your shoulders, a few slow breaths, light stretching or a short walk before bed. This is not a workout plan. This is a rhythm of care, a rhythm that keeps your muscles awake, keeps your cooling system alive, keeps your strength from fading quietly. One of the biggest shifts in aging is how we respond to small signals. When we are younger, we can ignore them. We get thirsty, but we don't drink right away. We feel tired, but we keep going. We lose a little strength, but we bounce back. As we get older, that margin gets smaller. Small neglects turn into real risks. That's why awareness becomes our strongest tool. Notice the signals: a dry mouth, legs that feel slower, trouble sleeping after a hot day. These are not signs of weakness. They are messages. And the sooner we listen, the stronger we stay. This does not mean being afraid of aging. It means learning how to live wisely inside it. For example, many seniors stop drinking enough water after 5 p.m. They worry about waking up at night, but that small choice can lead to dehydration the next morning. A better option is sipping small amounts through the evening, not a full glass, just enough to stay even. Another example is clothing. Many older adults wear long sleeves indoors out of habit, but during heat, that can trap warmth and raise body temperature. Choose breathable fabrics, light colors, layers you can adjust. These are tiny shifts, but they tell your body, "I'm paying attention," and the body responds in kind. You don't need to change everything. You just need to change a few things that matter. That's how older bodies respond best, with consistency, with kindness, and with small steps that build trust again. So if you're wondering, where should I begin? Begin here. 1 glass of water before your coffee. 1 minute of standing and marching before sitting for long. 1 short pause to breathe before a stressful call or errand. These are not workouts. These are not wellness trends. These are respect for your body, for your age, for your quiet inner strength. Aging doesn't mean we stop moving. It means we move with more wisdom and more awareness and more intention. So much of what keeps us well isn't about effort. It's about rhythm. It's about showing up for ourselves gently every day. In hot weather, that rhythm matters even more, because your body is doing extra work, even when you're just sitting still. It's adjusting, it's cooling, it's balancing chemicals, blood flow, and temperature. And every small choice you make, to move, to rest, to hydrate, supports that quiet work. That's the heart of caring for your body in summer. You may not hear your body say thank you, but it does respond, with steadier steps, with calmer breath, with a quiet strength that stays with you through the day. You may not see the change in a mirror, but you'll feel it in how you move, how you get up from a chair, how you walk across the room, how you breathe through a hot afternoon without feeling overwhelmed. That is how strength returns. Not all at once, but little by little, quietly, like a plant growing under the surface before it blooms. That is what you are doing now. Nurturing the roots, trusting the process, giving yourself the best chance to feel strong again. Summer can be hard on older bodies, but it's also a chance to pay attention in new ways, to notice what your body needs, to respond with care, to build strength quietly, not for show, but for life. That is the kind of strength that lasts, the kind that supports you through more than just heat, but also through the weight of change, loss, and time. You carry more than muscle. You carry experience. You carry wisdom. And now, you're choosing to carry strength again. If you've made it this far, take a moment. Let that mean something. Not just that you finished a video, but that you stayed with a message about your own strength. You didn't rush. You didn't turn away. You listened to yourself. And maybe for the first time in a while, you felt that quiet part inside say, "I still want this." That's not small. That's where every change begins. Not with pressure, but with a whisper. A quiet decision that says, "I matter enough to take care of." So don't let this end here. Let it continue, gently. Let it show up tomorrow morning in the way you stretch, in the way you walk to the window and breathe, in the way you notice the sun and think, "This is a day I get to protect myself." You don't need a plan. You just need to begin with one motion, one sip of water, one breath that says, "I'm still here." That's how we grow stronger, not louder but deeper. That's what summer asks of you. Not to rush, not to endure, but to care for yourself like you would for someone you love. So here's what we know. Extreme heat puts seniors at higher risk, but muscle loss, the quiet kind that sneaks in over time, makes it worse. Muscles help regulate heat, store water, support balance, and protect energy. Losing them doesn't just change how you move, it changes how your body defends itself. But here's the most important part. You can still take that back. Not with heavy workouts, not with a long to-do list, but with steady, daily choices that remind your body. We're still here. We still move. This video was not made to scare you. It was made to support you, to offer quiet truth and quiet hope. You are not too old. You are not too late. And you are not doing this alone. If this video helped you see something more clearly, consider liking it or sharing it with someone you care about. Sometimes, one gentle message is all it takes. To remind someone else, you're still strong enough to protect yourself if you know what to change today.